We look for the community member with the most My League online games won.
And with nearly 700 wins, congratulations to a Kid 89 for taking home the award.
And the MVP, congrats.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Portland Trail Blazers up against the Celtics in Boston. Well, for Boston, they like their chances, but this could be a tough game for them. Facing up against a talented roster, they'll have to show that they're the better team. And Robert Williams, someone will be watching tonight, Shaq. He plays with an edge in everything he does.
Yeah, physical, intimidating.
Does he make a face like the face you're making right now when you're talking about it?
Physical, intimidating, the rebounding and shot blocking are already there.
Well, he's evolving offensively. That's what I do like about him as well. He wasn't a five-star recruit where everybody was knocking down his door to get into his house, but he said, I'm going to put that work in, and he did. But everyone knows his name now.
Yeah, now let's send it down to Kevin Harlan. Everybody knows his name, too.
Good luck tonight, man.
The Trailblazers are out of Portland and into an interconference game. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge. And tonight, joining us here courtside, 15-time All-Star Kevin Garnett. Kevin, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you, man?
You look like you could play right now.
I can. Probably not 30 minutes, but I can get out there and do a little something.
Your mind says yes, and maybe the body says
the body's
yes.
like, what are we doing out here? What? That's a whole nother thing.
In the last meeting for these two teams, the Celtics came away with the win against Portland.
And they cruised to a big win in their last meeting, getting that opposing starting lineup out of the game early with foul trouble.
And let's see if they bring that same attacking mindset with them into this game. They should. It worked like a charm last time, getting so many guys in foul trouble.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Thanks, guys. Well, AI certainly took an unorthodox route to the NBA, but he's made it a point to reach out and forge bonds with other players. Now, when I asked him about it, he said, there were times where I wanted to quit, but teammates and opponents alike pushed me to stick with it and to try to be the best I could be. Now, AI seems like he certainly gets what it's like to be a member of the NBA Brotherhood. Kevin?
Thank you for that report, David. Glad to see AI be welcomed by the league.
And AI has had such a unique experience. I'm sure others around the league want to hear about it. And at the end of the day, his story is incredible, and everyone is a fan of his.
And Kevin, what's it feel like when you hear you're one of the most dominant players of this generation, in a generation of great players?
That's weird. That's weird to hear because, you don't do anything by yourself.
Think of the names. Think of the names.
You know what? When you talk about stats, you talk about, numbers, then you put them up against previous and your peers, then yeah. But you got to always give homage to coaching styles. You got to always give homage to organizations, other players. Players make this league. This is not something you do by yourself. You come in here, you put your work in, but the camaraderie and the energy that you're able to get, the friendships, the bonds you're able to get in this. Now you have to give it to your teammates and your brothers that have helped you on the way.
You've always deferred. You've always said, yeah, thank you, but listen, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this coach.
It is, man. Seriously, man. I won an MVP in 04, and it was more about the guys that I was playing with and our connection more than the award. I was kind of the symbol and the example of that team put together, and I hope that I was able to always be, the example of. I hope that I was able to always. Have those guys to be proud of, what we all accomplished that year, because, one person just don't come into that and do that. That's a team thing.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. A starting five on the floor. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Lillard the one with McCollum at the 2. A-Train is out there with Aminu, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. Here's Lillard after the three-pointer from Al Horford. Nurkic the pass to A-Train. That shot misses, and it's Boston the other way. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
And really, I just felt like they didn't compete, particularly on the backboard, probably their weakest area in that game.
No doubt we could talk about them getting dominated physically. That's exactly what happened there. They got pushed around the entire game.
A 15-footer, and the shot no good, a bit short.
This is when you're just surprised that a guy would miss that kind of look. The defense really did not do a lot there.
And Kevin, you think about some of your toughest matchups. What about Shaquille O'Neal? What was it like defending Big Shaq?
You know what, man? Shaq, later on in our years, I had to guard him later, man. I told y'all, man. I guarded Shaq one time in the Cleveland series. And it was like holding up the side of a house. Seriously. Listen, I want y'all to go home and do this. I know I usually use food, right?
Yeah, right.
We're going to use materials in houses today, okay? I want you to go home, tell your wife, your girlfriend to ignore you. Cut out the side of your house. Go get your homeboy and have him help you. After he cuts the side of it, I want you to hold up the side of the house with your forearm for the whole 24 hours. Let's just do 2 hours.
Okay, all right.
2 hours. I don't want to break your arm.
Okay, yeah.
After 2 hours, you're going to push the house back, reseal it with some glue or whatever, right? Not my problem. That's how your arm falls. Guard the shot.
Really?
I couldn't even wave to keep it right-handed for a whole day.
You had to be left-handed?
I had to wave left-handed. People know me. I'm all right-handed. I'm all, nothing left-handed. I throw my hand like it is.
That is a big drink of water,
Listen,
isn't it?
man, listen, I have so much respect for all the centers that have guarded Shaq. Seriously, rest in peace to all the centers Shaq is
Exhausted.
Exhausted. Shaq is like the side of your house. For all y'all wonder what it's like. All y'all want someone to diesel. What it's like to guard the diesel. Go out and try to hold up your house. The diesel. Shout to the diesel.
Sensational pass by Horford on that play. Terrific job whipping the ball over to the open man.
McCollum finds Aminu. Lets it go with the 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Aminu's got himself on the board with 3 there.
A little tit-for-tat action going on the back-to-back trades.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship from range could force both defenses to maybe extend out a little further.
And that one is good. Hayward's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, how about that floor awareness there from Tatum that does a good job of scanning the court and getting the ball to the open man.
Hey, Kevin, going back to your title team with the Celtics, do you think you realized at that time how special it was?
If I knew what I knew now, I would have tried to bottle.
Yeah, I know.
I would have tried to bottle as much as I could. Doc knew it. Doc Rivers knew it.
He did. He did know it. Yes.
Doc Rivers knew it, and he knew it day one, and he knew that he was going to be committed We had to be the leaders of the commitment. It was going to be hard on the three of us. He was going to be very tough, but it made us who we are and it pushed us to another level.
It was like he was the perfect coach at the perfect time for the perfect threesome, right?
Seriously, man, because a lot of people, go to Phil and his style and how it worked for him, Michael and Scotty and that three with Rodman and then him transferring and going to L.A. doing that with Kobe and Shaq and making that a dynasty. Doc Rivers had a whole nother style, and it was like a Chuck Daly kind of style. It was a bar kind of very, very firm, very physical, but in your face with class. We're going to knock you down, we're going to help you out, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
We're going to share the ball in offense, we're going to move it, we're going to have multiple players, we're going to attack for 48 minutes. Look, this is how we're going to play this game. He had a real style that was similar to some of those Detroit, some of those more tougher teams that you hear. That's the style that we practice with and we play with.
Let's show. Just like historically. Now Tatum, after the missed three from Damian Lillard. Out of bounds, Celtics ball as Boston keeps possession. Irving kicks to Hayward. Tatum against Aminu. Just 5 on the clock. Tatum passes the ball. And Kevin, you think about all the individual accolades you won, the MVP, the Defensive Player of the Year award. Where does the title NBA champion rank on your personal list?
Being an NBA champion is everything. If I didn't win any of that individual stuff, I would be totally fine with just winning the NBA champion.
And here's Irving after the three-pointer from A-Train. Here's Hayward. Rebound by Nurkic.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
Sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Now Tatum. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Raptors in Toronto.
He also had 2 blocks that really impacted that game, guys. He really made his presence known.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated. 6 of 8 from the field, 75%, just scoring the ball at will.
Pass to Morris, shoots a 3. The rebound by A-Train.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
He kicks to Stauskas. Now the pass to A-Train. From deep three-point range, rebounded by the Celtics. And KG, as many points as you scored in your career, how much pride did you take in your defensive play?
I like to think that it's respected. I didn't play. I like to think that when I got to Boston, I made more of a added effort to play defense. In Minnesota, I had such a responsibility on the offensive side that you don't ever save yourself. You don't save yourself in anything, but I would have to find ways of when I come out of the game. Immediate ice stuff, stuff that I could use to try to, get any type of rest. I know Flip was going to use me in 2 or 3 minute segments, so I would probably have 3 to 4 minutes of rest and then have to get right back out. But when I got to Boston, obviously, we had a deeper team, a better team, and Doc Rivers did a great job, I felt like, of listening to me. I was listening to my body, but more importantly, we have offensive scores. I wanted to be more of the head of our defense. I wanted to be the one to be talking. Rondo and I had an immediate chemistry with that. It was something that it was natural between the two of us, and I think everybody else followed. Tibbs threw some schemes on top of some of the stuff that we was able to bring. Doc was open to some of the different ideas, scheme-wise, and the rest is history. And next thing you know, Cleveland is running out stuff. LeBron goes to Miami. Now Miami's running out stuff. Right, next thing you know, Miami beats us with our stuff. It's evolution. It's evolution. It's evolution, man. If I sit here and go through it and you sit back and go and watch it, you're like, holy snap. Wow, it's the same look. They're bringing the guy over, post up. Yeah, so shout to everybody, and that's innovating and bringing that defense, and shout to Tibbs. Right.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive, but not committing turnovers.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Boston. Daniel Tice comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Kevin, looking back at all the discussion and interviews over the years, you make a lot of analogies to food. Are you a foodie at heart?
Oh my God, Kev, I am not a foodie.
Really?
Kev, I eat to live.
Well, you know about it.
You know, I eat to live, but I don't want to fool you. I eat to live. Listen, sometimes I forget to eat. Is that bad? Is that bad?
Well, as hard as you work, there's probably a lot on your mind. I can get that.
Listen, I like to. A big plate of food scares me. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to keep going on that analogy. You know, a bunch of food. No, I don't want to keep going on. Just know that I'm not a food. But when I explain things, I like to articulate things in which where people can understand it. So I use food right away.
Good way to connect the dots.
A little bit. You know, parallels in life and food are very similar, man.
Good. The shot's good from A-Train.
And this is what it's all about, guys. The competitive spirit, the energy that we're seeing. This one's got the feeling like it's going to go down to the wire.
And if it does, as evenly as these two teams have played here, it's anyone's guess who's going to come out on top.
Here's Tice after the made shot from A-Train. Yep, that one goes in there. Smart's got the game tied up here for Boston.
And already you're seeing great execution from both teams.
Yeah, lots of points early, and the game plans on both sides, at least offensively, working to perfection.
Here's A-Train, coming off a solid outing against Cleveland. Pass to Baldwin. Goes up on the high post. It's rebounded by Tice. So it's the Celtics now. To the middle. Out to Morris. Passes it to Tice. Here's Rozier, right block shot. That one a little long. Tie game in Boston. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. The playoffs are not too far away. We talked to AI about his team being in the hunt.
Personally, this is what it's all about. You know, every game, every quarter, every possession means so much right now that it brings out the best in you. Our team knows what's on the line, and having that fire under you is something that you always strive for as a competitive athlete. Personally, I love this time of year.
And AI and his team have some tough battles ahead of them as they march to the playoffs.
Every game is going to be a fight for all four quarters as the playoff seeds shake out. It's going to be trying and exhausting for the players, but that's the price you pay to make the playoffs in the NBA.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
You saw it. That barrage of threes has them grooving here after one.
Well, they found a little bit of space out there on the perimeter, and they have a shared confidence right now. That tends to breed some success for this team.
Rozier. Then it's Aaron Baines. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Tice in at the power forward position. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, A-Train in the last game against the Cavaliers was all business. He finished with 51 points and got there the usual way. An impressive barrage of three-pointers. he put up numbers that really jumped out in the box score. A very solid performance. Kevin, we'll see what he's got in his arsenal tonight.
Thanks for checking in, DA. He was phenomenal for them in that game. It was fun to watch.
And not just fun for us, but it had to be fun for him as well. Everything was working, and he just seemed to enjoy and embrace every minute of it.
And I love having fun, but fun comes at a cost, and that cost is work and effort. So let's not get too far away from that tonight. He was a workhorse in this regard.
Baldwin can't get it to go. Kevin, you think about the work that goes into being an elite player. Describe that. What did you try to accomplish?
What are you going to do in these positions right here? When they trap you, how are you going to get the ball out? When you're not trapped, when you're one-on-one, what are the moves you're working on down here? Okay, on the right block. Okay, what about the left block? What about the top of the key? You get an ISO top of the key, what are you going to do? 5 seconds, what are you going to do? So you have to invest in yourself. After you get done with that, that's probably 45 minutes to an hour. You go in, you shower, you get done with that, you take your behind home, you sit, you rest. Now you, obviously, as a person, you're living as a human being. Everyday life, but yeah, it's a lot.
Sounds exhausting.
It is, but it is a cycle that you are able to create for yourself, and once you're in it, and it turns over like an everyday. You know, this is what you do every day, sort of like a routine. And once you get that routine, it is what it is. And I was able to keep a routine for 21 years.
Amazing.
Amazing, and you know what?
21 years.
21 years, I added things onto my routine, but if you ask anybody to play with me, they see my routine. I did my routine every day. Never missed a day of not doing my routine.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. Austin making some changes. Tatum, he's checked in for Daniel Tice. Brown comes in for Morris. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Rozier. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. And a new group in for the Celtics. Al Horford is checked in for Aaron Baines. Morris comes in for Tatum. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Jaylen Brown. And it's Rozier in for Marcus Smart. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Austin with the ball. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
An efficient score inside. Morris can beat you with a variety of moves.
And we want to thank Kevin Garnett for joining us, giving us some perspective. KG, as always, great, and thank you. Giving us a lot to think about with your comments tonight. Thanks for coming by.
Okay, man, I hope I was able to help, man. You know, thank you for letting me be part of it.
You took over the broadcast.
Not even, man.
You took over the broadcast.
I'm learning from the best, Kevin. Keep doing it, man.
Love you, buddy.
My dude.
I'll tell you, Brent, when it comes to exuding a youthful energy, KG is one of those timeless personalities. He's so great to have him with us.
There's really nothing you could do to hold Kevin Garnett back. And I remember as a rookie, we came in the same year, Kevin. KG would be out there warming up, sweating, getting ready for a game. That didn't change over the course of 20-plus years in the NBA.
That's it, and the Celtic lead is cut down to just 6 points and the bucket from A-Train.
And this quarter has been all about him. You feel every shot he's going to take is going in.
To the wing right side. Plumlee against Horford. Back to Irving. Rozier looking around. 4 on the shot clock. And the wide open shot from Morris. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist. And that's now 10 points for Marcus Morris. Here's Baldwin. No points in the game yet for him. No good from A-Train. Rozier with the ball. Outside Irving. Misses the 3. What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for Boston. And it was from 3-point range where he did the most damage. He knocked down 3 in that quarter. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this. We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. A-Train has been some
good things happen when you maintain composure. Their shot selection has been extremely disciplined.
Hey, Greg, is there a shot that he's taken that has been out of the flow of the offense? I don't think so.
On the court for the Trailblazers, Lillard and McCollum, the deadly backcourt pairing. Nurkic is out there with the Minu, and it's A-Train in at the 3. Getting open in the NBA, not an easy task, and there are a lot of players that are so good moving off the ball.
I think the first couple guys that come to mind are J.J. Redick and Kyle Korver. Old school style in which they operate like a Rip Hamilton, and if you go back, Mitch Richmond, where they're using a multitude of screens, seemingly never stopping during an offensive possession and causing some kind of confusion. So J.J. and Kyle Korver are still doing exemplary jobs of off-ball movement.
Tatum kicks to Hayward.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game. He has got a lot of confidence in his game. You have to if you think you can knock one down from there.
Yeah, and let's not get on him too much, but that shot is also a little irresponsible.
Horford finds Hayward. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And they just cannot seem to get it going so far in this half, missing their first 3 shots.
Lillard against Irving. Lillard, the pass to A-Train. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. And that's now 27 points for A-Train. Pass to Horford. Back to Irving. It's deflected. Here's A-Train. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Tatum. Well, we still have about half a season left, but here's where the power rankings stand as of today. Taking a look at Utah, they're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And right now for the Trailblazers, they were really hoping to make this run a little earlier in the season. Still, you take it when you can get it, and they've got it going right now.
Good, another from 3.
The threes just don't stop with him. He's been a machine from beyond the arc ever since the start of the season.
He continues, doesn't he, to shoot his way up the history books and now sits solely by himself for 3rd most threes in a season.
And the 3rd place mark that has been passed was set by Curry back in 2015. Curry, of course, had several higher marks to aim for, but the 3rd spot on the 3 list has been claimed.
Here's McCollum. And yes, it's good. And now just a 2-point Celtic lead.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he's also crafty with how he approaches it. Right there, he uses just the right move to lay it in.
He has a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Al Horford is a multiple all-star. And if you count his stats, you miss what he brings to the table. When you factor in his passing, his defense, his efficiency, he does all the things that help you win. Coach Brad Stevens said, Al Horford averaging 15 points a game for you is like other guys averaging 27. Devin?
The definition of a pro. Terrific guy. Thank you, D.A. Shot from the wing. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got assist number 5 here tonight.
It just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Irving kicks to Tatum. Little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the 3rd. And here's Brown outside. The rebound by A-Train. A-Train's got his 6th rebound on the night. Over in the corner, Lillard. 6 on the shot clock. A-Train. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Yeah, the vision's one thing, but the timing also helps. Lillard prepared to get the ball to his teammate. Damian Lillard, a star in this league for several years now. Whether that's recognized by an all-star appearance or not, it doesn't matter. He has been elite at the point guard position. Just a dynamic scorer, and one of the more lethal players in the NBA, hoping to push Portland further and further at some point in his career.
McCollum outside. And another three for Portland.
Look, they know it. He knows it. That jumper is pure. As a defender, it's hard not to overplay McCollum to shoot the three.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first.
And we've seen just how incredible McCollum can be when he is feeling it. One of the few guards in the league who gets everything to fall when his shot is on. It's why he can just erupt with huge scoring nights at any given time.
Boston making some changes. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Daniel Tice comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Jaylen Brown. Portland also making some changes. Plumlee comes in for Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Swanigan in for Al-Farouq Aminu. Outside, Smart. From 13, he can't get that one.
Yeah, the defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range.
And with McCollum's explosiveness, Greg, you recall he put up 50 points in a game last season.
And how about he did so in under 30 minutes of floor time? McCollum, only the second player to ever achieve that mark. Helps he started with a 28-point first quarter. When he is locked in, he can put up points like nobody's business.
Here's A-Train, guarded by Tatum. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And it's a 9-point Trailblazer lead.
And whatever the adjustments at halftime, they are looking really good right now.
Yeah, scratching my head trying to remember the last time that they missed. They're on an absolute tear.
Portland's gone 4-6 from three-point land since the start of the second half. And it's Lillard missing.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Smart against McCollum. And here's Smart. He has 6. The kick out to Tatum. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Back to McCollum. Puts it up from 12. Plumlee. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Tatum dishes to Irving. Celtics passing it around. Smart on the wing. He is guarded by McCollum. To end the cold streak. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Swanigan's got his second basket.
That's a nice tip, and you can't leave him alone on the offensive glass or he'll find a way to get to the ball.
Now a timeout called by Boston. The WNBA, the top teams make the playoffs. We know that regardless of what conference. And the early results look good, Brent. Do you ever see that happening in the NBA?
I like the chatter about it. I like the consideration about it. I love the idea of the top 16 teams making the playoffs. But then I think to myself, well, if 12 of those 16 teams are in the Western Conference, then a lot of people are going to be watching something else come playoff time. So
travel just makes it prohibitive.
Not just the travel, Kevin, but the idea that you have these shifts. As we know, the Western Conference has dominated the NBA for at least the last decade, that there just wouldn't be much attention for the playoffs, at least throughout the country, if you did it that way.
Boston making some changes. Al Horford's checked in for Aaron Baines. Marcus Morris comes in for Daniel Tice. And it's Rozier in for Kyrie Irving. Portland also making some changes. Zach Collins checked in for Swanigan. And Stauskas subbed in for Damian Lillard. Hits, count that one from Stauskas.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
McCollum against Rozier. Smart kicks to Morris. Outside Tatum. Over Collins. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Tatum's got 5 points so far.
And Tatum showing consistency now from the mid-range, and when he has space to shoot it, he does not hesitate even for a second.
Down low. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And to me, this is why they're winning, guys. Unlikely players stepping up huge against a defense that's really nowhere to be found.
Horford, and it's sent back by Plumlee. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Here's Tatum. He has 5. 6 to shoot. Rozier kicks to Tatum. 3-pointer.
Impressing a bit here. Down in the game, trying to use the three-point shot to get back into it, and instead it's led to a lot of empty possessions this half.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. Collins against Morris. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Just don't touch him right now, okay? You're going to burn yourself. The guy is on fire.
The Trailblazers have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
Take a look at the history of the Portland Trailblazers, and part of the NBA since 1970. And the phrase Rip City, which has stuck with the team ever since winning that title back in 1977.
Left side, Smart. Portland grabs the miss. A-Train's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done.
Look, if they want any shot at winning this game, he has to be better out there.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Fires from the line. Tatum's shot is off. Portland leading by 17. McCollum passes to Collins. Here's A-Train, guarded by Tatum. Shot's good from A-Train. A-Train's got 41.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
McCollum against Rozier. Right side, Tatum. Can they get it? And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And how about Tatum there, using his muscle, easily absorbing the contact and still able to knock down the shot.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
An okay season at the free throw line for him so far, sitting right around 76%.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Trailblazers lead by 16. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
So helpful to the offensive versatility when your bigs can create, freeing everybody up, and that cut was wide open.
And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Hayward and Morris, your small and power forwards. Rozier and Brown in the backcourt. And it's Horford in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the Boston 5.
Well, anytime he gets it down low, that's where he's going to feast. That's his bread and butter.
McCollum kicks to Collins. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. No good from A-Train.
You know, he's usually very reliable from out there, but tonight it's just not going down.
Now, here's Rozier. Kicks it to Horford. And too long on the shot.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
The shot's good from A-Train. A-Train's got 43 points.
He's having a night right now. Credit to the shooting touch, helping his team with the lead.
And there's the pass to Horford. Here's Brown. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. Horford's got 4 assists in the game.
Credit.
Making a change here. Nurkic just checked in. They get it back. Collins. Good work defensively by Morris.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
Here's Hayward. Got a hand on it, and he gets it back.
Putting defenders in tough spots is a trait of Hayward's game. I mean, he gets his man on the back foot and forces him to either foul or give up the easy one.
The free throw drops by Hayward. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. And then for the Trailblazers, Aminu comes in for Collins. And Lillard subbed in for McCollum.
Well, they depend on him to score, and that doesn't mean just from the field. Sometimes it comes from the charity stripe.
Here's A-Train, defended by Hayward, and Nurkic gets it to go. And the big men who compete against Horford had nothing but respect for him, Greg.
Well, it is why he's been selected as an all-star by his peers, and why guys like Embiid admire his game. I mean, Horford does all the small things on the floor you need as a big man. He's so humble. He just goes about his game and makes his team better in every facet.
A-Train, the pass to Nurkic. Basket counts.
280 pounds. I think Nurkic is well within his means to score past contact.
Rozier kicks to Tatum. At the elbow, Horford. Three-pointer, Hayward. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. Horford's got his 5th assist in this one. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. A-Train, the pass to Lillard. Here's the 3. That one, no good. Now the Celtics take it the other way.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Tatum kicks to Rozier. He dishes it to Hayward. And Hayward with the stuff.
And as a wing player, Hayward's just so good at attacking the basket. I think that's a big part of what makes him special. Doesn't take much of an opening for Hayward to make his move.
Passes to A-Train. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward. That's good from A-Train. Certain guys can play within themselves and still dominate. You played along one of the best you saw up close in Tim Duncan.
Well, one of the things I think about with Tim is how many numbers he left on the board, Kevin. The way that Coach Popovich played him, minimal minutes, touches when needed most, where Tim usually came through, but how much more dominant he truly could have been.
And he didn't care about numbers, did he?
Not at all. He cared about one number, and that's putting W's on the board. But how many more things Tim Duncan would have led categorically in the history of the NBA at the power forward position, but overall, the numbers would have been staggering.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, well, look, here's what Brad Stevens went over with his guys during the break. He's not satisfied with their effort level. He said, we're not hustling out there, guys. We are not going to win that way. I promise you. We've got to get after it. We'll see how his team responds.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Well, he just nailed his second 3 of the half, guys. I'd be very aware of that if I were the defense right now.
Irving against Lillard to end the run. And that one's good, Irving. Irving's got 23.
Well, if he's hitting shots from there, he becomes so much more dangerous.
Here's A-Train. Here's Nurkic, and finish off by Nurkic. And he's now got the double-double. 11 points and 10 rebounds.
Yeah, nice hustle from Nurkic to come up with the board and the bucket.
Brown dishes to Irving. Back to Brown. Unable to get that one. And it's Portland the other way. To the middle. A-Train, the pass to Stauskas. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Here now, the upcoming schedule for the Portland Trail Blazers. On Friday, they'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the Toronto Raptors. Then on Sunday, they're off to Charlotte to face off with the Hornets.
And they are looking at a ton of road games in the next stretch, but this team shouldn't fear the idea of it. They've been more than capable of getting wins on the road, and I wouldn't expect anything less on this trip.
And the second free throw, good.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Here's Irving, and he didn't get quite enough under that one. Trailblazers leading by 18. Great D that time from Irving.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Hayward can't hit. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Here's A-Train. Sinks the three-pointer. A-Train's got 54 points.
Well, his offense should come with a warning label, caution, flammable. He's connecting on everything. The D looks dumbfounded.
Irving drives in, and that one, good. Irving's got 25 points in the game.
I can't be frustrated at him tonight. He's doing his job. I'd like to see his guys step up a little more.
And Lillard kicks to Stauskas. Pass to Aminu. Trailblazers moving the ball around.
Well, him dominating the offensive end is what accounts for this lead. Just a very difficult guy to stop once he gets going.
Celtics trail by 21. Now Irving. Pass to Horford. The tray. Rebound by A-Train. A-Train's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. There's the pass to Lillard. Here's A-Train. No good off the back of the rim.
And listen, you can't design a play any better to get a look that good. Just couldn't knock it down.
The best players know that is going to happen, and you just can't let it get into your head. It's a shot that you want to take.
Serving against Lillard. Nurkic kicks to Stauskas. Lillard from outside, and the Trailblazers another 3.
Now there's another way Lillard can beat you off the ball. Great timing on the catch and shoot.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Irving. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. They lead by 24, their biggest margin. A-Train, the pass to Lillard. Top the key, Aminu. Passes it to A-Train. Clock at 6. Takes a 3. Sinks the three-pointer. A-Train's got 59 points.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, when your opponent's down and frustrated, this is when you could turn it up.
Round kicks to Irving. This is the second year with the sponsored patches on the jersey. Advertising, more or less. Have you gotten used to seeing those things?
Yeah, I think it was no problem last year.
They're small, they're on your jersey,
some
right?
teams did some really cool creative things with the color schemes, and I don't think we've seen the last of that, Kevin.
We see it in European games on their jerseys.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to recognize the number with how many advertisements are on the jerseys. But
billboard.
Yeah, I don't think we're done with it yet.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Horford. Daniel Tice comes in for Tatum. Lawrence is checked in for Gordon Hayward. And Marcus Smart has subbed in for Brown.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Trailblazers.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
Important. With this win, they split the season series at a game apiece and also avoid the sweep, and that has to be a relief.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for A-Train.
Just a force on the glass, did a fantastic job crashing the boards and coming up with seemingly every rebound.
And another one falls. Amazing.
Make that 61 points.
Yep, everything is going his way right now. And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Now a timeout called by Portland. They're up by 25. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what's your take?
And now that you can tell there's some bad blood here, they're just rubbing it in now by calling a timeout.
Or could be just wanting to execute well down the stretch. Don't want to leave any room for chance.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, A-Train.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
Teams need contributions from everybody to win on the road, not just the stars. And he's done more than his share tonight. Here's Rozier. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that about wraps it up. For Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.
Yeah, so my old coach used to tell me about these sandwiches, and I feel like I could go for one of those right now, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm sore.
Hey, AI. Guys in the studio have a few questions for you.
Oh, cool.
Right this way.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Shaq. Your performance tonight? Oh, heavenly. One of the best I've seen in a long time. What allowed you to dominate with your scoring the way you did?
You know, sometimes I just like to go out there and put on a show for the fans, Shaq. I mean, it's too bad you haven't seen dominance like that in so long. But hey, guess what? You won't have to wait like that again. I'm gonna come out and do it again next game, huh? Here you go.